In this video, I'm going to show you one sneaky trick and one important bit of information about surd equations. And so, for starters, the sneaky trick is that if you've got a number inside a square root, which is quite common, these types of questions, one way you can do it is just using your brain and trying to think what are the factors of 50, and it could be 2 times 25 or 5 times 10. And typically the better choice is the one that represents a perfect square. And so using my brain with, again, something like 18, it could be 3 times 6, but a better choice would probably be 2 times 9, because then the perfect square number 9 can be square rooted. So it comes out as 3, the 2 can't, so it stays in there. But if you want to use your calculator and fool the examiner, you can just press square root 50 in your calculator. It will jump you straight to the answer, but you've jumped there too quickly. And so to fool the examiner, you put 5 back inside the square root, and to push it back inside the square root, you have to square it. So it will go back as 5 squared is 25. Look at my example here. Maybe you put square root 80 in the calculator and it spat out 3 root 2. Then to do the middle step, I put the 3 back into the square root, so I'm a square it, so 3 squared is 9, and I'd have 2 times 9, which is the middle step you're looking for. So that's just a sneaky little trick. Then another one is, if you have 2 surds within an equation and you know that you should square both sides, just be careful, because when you square both sides, it's not like all of these simply just get squared like that and all the surds fall away and you carry on. You need to square the entire side, and so if you square the entire side, it will become some version of a FOIL where you're going to need to times out. In this case, it would be a square root x times, in the next bracket would be a square root x, which just becomes x, and a square root times a square root of something different just becomes a big square root of x times x plus 1, and there were 2 of them. And then a square root x plus 1 times another square root x plus 1 just becomes x plus 1. And then I squared the 2, which became 4. And then from this step here, you'd probably need to, let's do it up here, you'd probably need to go all over again, and I'm going to take everything across except for the surd. And so if I took everything across, I'd have x plus x is 2x, but when I take it across, it's minus 2x. And numbers wise, I've got a 4 minus a 1 is 3. At this stage, you can divide both sides by 2, so that you just have the square root by itself. For me personally, I don't find that's necessary. You can at this stage just say, I've got the surd by itself again, and so I'm going to square both sides, because the number 2 squared will be 4, and the square root squared will just disappear. And this squared will be 4x squared minus 6 minus 12x plus 9. And from there, you can just times everything out. 4x squared plus 4x equals 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. In this case, the squareds will cancel. I'm going to take my x's to this side and get 16. And x will be 16 over 9. Remember with surd equations that you do need to substitute this back into the original question and see if it does still work. By work, I mean it does still equal the right-hand side. That's how you know you can accept this answer or you need to reject it. So I hope you found the sneaky trick helpful, and this being careful with surd equations that are quite complicated. Most of the videos in this playlist will be dedicated to doing worked examples further to these concepts. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.